Hello again from the T.B. Ferguson Museum. This is Roy with another Throwback Thursday, where I go back 100 years ago in time, and I read from the Watonga Republican Newspaper from 1926, and we see how things were back then, and we may see how things have changed, and we may see how they've stayed the same. Anyhow, let's get the business out of the way. I want to thank all our new followers. I'm telling you, we're picking up followers every week, and that's so rewarding and so exciting to me and everything. And just by clicking that follow button or clicking that like button, leaving a comment and everything, like you're helping move the ball down the field to where we may be starting to picking up some ad revenue, and that any revenue, any money coming into this museum is sorely needed. So the that is a painless way of helping us out by just clicking that like button. Anyhow, so we got kind of a busy front page, but before I get started with the Liberty Theater, some of us board members went down to on Tuesday. We went down to Gary, Oklahoma, and they're kicking off their museum again. And we got to take a tour, and we got to hopefully we encouraged those folks with their efforts and everything. So stay tuned. We're going to try to plug in their efforts with starting up the museum down in Gary. So hey, all local people, there's some Gary news in here on the front page. Get in there. Let's help those folks get that museum up and running. And if you haven't already noticed, drive by our museum, T.B. Ferguson Museum, our museum, and take a look. We got a lot of new, fresh paint. Things are getting repaired around here. Um, and the museum's alive and well. That's all I'm going to say about that. So let's get going here. This is Liberty Theater, where the pipe organ music is always new, and it's always cool in there. Yesterday I was out working building some stuff around my house. Man, it was scorching hot. When we were down in Gary Tuesday, visiting those folks down there and everything, I'm pretty sure it was 108 degrees is how I remember it. So yeah, it's just as hot back then. The idea of being able to go to a movie and just sit there in the AC had to have been very appealing back then, since AC was very rare. So Friday and Saturday we have Harry Carey. Let me verify that name. Am I reading it right? Yeah, Harry Carey in the Badlands. A big action picture of the great open space of the West. These had to have been really fascinating movies for the people, because a lot of these people lived that time. And the so let's and there's more. Hang in, there's more. Zane Grey, the author, his book made into a movie is The Vanishing American, and it is there's a big article on the front page about it, and it's talking about the plight of the Native Americans. And you got to remember this is 1926, and like I just said, is like a lot of these people lived this part life and everything. So it's that early in American history where there is awareness of what has happened to the Native Americans, and how uh, things have been how they've been treated, and and where they're at in society in 1926, in the world in 1926. So that movie, Vanishing American, is Wednesday and Thursday. And then there's Reginald, or no, that's Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, we have Reginald Denny in California, straight ahead. 3,000 miles of laughs in this feature. Yeah, Denny. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's just really hard to read here. Comedy drama. Also news and Aesop's. Alrighty, so let's go into there's I say this every time, but there's a lot, just almost too much for me to get in there. Um, we're seeing there's page and a half of financial statement and estimate needs for Blaine County. Uh, and it is all categorized with dollar amounts of like revenue in and expenditures out. It's a statement, financial statement, and it's printed in the newspaper. Um, Talk about transparency, and of course, I never do, but I guess you can find this online now. Maybe not, but well, this might be something we need to move back to, especially with some of the stuff, some of the questions happening with the city of Watonga and its financials going on right now. How could it be a problem solver to just print it in the newspaper? I don't know. The All right, so front busy front page. Like I said, The Vanishing American. There is the movie is there's an article uh, uh, up in the top left corner about that, and it says Zane Grey's observations made into a novel and then into a movie about again the plight of the very favorable to the Native American perspective. And in 1926, and sometimes we're told people had different attitudes back then, and there were those that did have those attitudes. Not everybody. So there is who are these people? Anyhow, there is going to be a demonstration on land terracing um, just south on the home farm of J.H. Paulson, just south of Canton, and it'll start at 2 o'clock. And then the Hal Patton Farm sometime later, and then Glen Beach. Uh, there's going to be several farmers and several farms involved in all that stuff, and this is land terracing. So there has been a slew, I guess, or several park meetings, which I thought it was about parks, but it is like revival meetings in the parks that are here, very well attended, and a house in the west part of town, occupied as a residence by Red Johnson, was searched on Sunday night at about 10 o'clock. A case and several bottles of beer, said to contain more alcohol than allowed by law, was captured, and 6 empty cases. And that was the case and bottles was captured along with empty cases. Under the cover of darkness, Johnson made his escape. So, if you don't know about Prohibition, is like beer was allowed, but it could only be I could be wrong on this, but this was the 3.2% beer, and the so he had a stronger beer than the 3.2, and it looked like he had been drinking it. So got to put an end to that, don't we? Okay, so here's our Gary news. Okay, I'm over, but killed mule and wrecked wagon. Failure to heed repeated whistles of the train at a crossing cost young Mills of near Gary one of a team of mules and a wrecked wagon and a hayrack one day last week. It was believed that he must have been asleep as the warning was sounded by the train, which he heated barely in time to jump from the wagon as the train struck. It was at the crossing south of the Mosley Farm. So, how I have so many questions. You're hauling hay, and you're sound asleep on your wagon, and it is at the intersection of a railroad and road. I got so many questions about that. My imagination goes kind of wild with possible storytelling on that. Anyhow, this has been Roy with another Throwback Thursday, and again, I want to thank all the new followers, and come and visit us. Come meet our new site director. Uh, Stay tuned with this page and our events. I have to make. I could keep on talking. Anyway, uh, until next week and another Throwback Thursday. Take care of yourselves and be kind to one another.